You know that feeling? Maybe you've sketched your dream home on a napkin. That idea of creating something that is just perfectly yours? Well, that's what we're digging into today. We're going to build that dream from the ground up, and we're using Johnson City, Tennessee as our blueprint. Think of this as your personal guide to making it all happen. And this quote right here, it just gets to the very heart of it. A custom home isn't just four walls and a roof. It's the place where life happens. You're crafting a backdrop for your most valued moments. And that huge, grand vision, it all starts with one simple thing, a piece of land. And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Where do you build it? The location is the foundation, literally, for everything else. So why are we honing in on Johnson City? Well, let's find out. Okay, let's get into it. Before we even think about picking out a lot, we gotta zoom out a little. Why Johnson City? What is it about this specific spot in Northeast Tennessee that makes it the right place to plant your flag and, build your house? It all really boils down to these three big pillars. First, you get this amazing quality of life with four real seasons and just unbelievable access to the outdoors. Your investment is also really secure because you have a super stable economy anchored by major hospitals and a university. And maybe the best part, it just makes financial sense. Lower living costs and property taxes mean more of your budget can go into the actual house, the fun stuff you really care about. All right, let's talk about the thing that's on everyone's mind, money. How much is this actually going to cost? And look, while there's no single magic number, we can absolutely break down where that money goes. The best way to think about your total cost is like a stack of four building blocks. First up, you've got the land itself and all the work to get it ready. Next, you pay the pros, your architects and engineers who create the plans. Then come the permits and fees that go to the city. And finally, the big one, all the materials and the skilled labor to put it all together. And yeah, that last piece is almost always the biggest chunk of your budget. So, what's a realistic ballpark figure? Right now, in the Johnson City market, a custom home is typically going to land somewhere in this range, about $200 to $350 per square foot. Now, I know, that's a pretty wide range. So, what makes it swing one way or the other? Well, this is the single biggest factor that decides where you fall in that range. It all comes down to one word, complexity. If you're building a simple, straightforward ranch on a nice, flat, easy lot, you'll be on that lower end. But a sprawling, custom, luxury home with all the high-end finishes on a tricky, sloped piece of land, yep, you'll be pushing that higher number. At the end of the day, your vision and your choices are what control the cost. All right, now for the really fun part, the virtual tour. We're going to explore some of the best places to build in and around Johnson City. But I want you to think of these not just as neighborhoods, but as entire lifestyles. Let's see if we can find the one that fits you perfectly. First up, we've got the Ridges. Let's be clear, this is Johnson City's most exclusive address, period. It's a gated community built around the incredible Blackthorn golf course. So think luxury, think security, and think a life that feels kind of like you're on a permanent vacation. Next, let's head over to the Highlands. Now, the vibe here is less resort and more retreat. It's famous for these huge wooded lots, often over an acre, which gives you just incredible privacy. This is where you go when you want to build a quiet, elegant escape, totally surrounded by nature. If your dream home absolutely must have a dock, well, then the communities around Boone Lake are calling your name. The entire lifestyle here is built around the water. Boating, fishing, you name it. It's just a super relaxed, recreational vibe that feels like summer vacation all year long. Now for something totally different. Carroll Creek. This is your classic modern, family-friendly subdivision. It's designed for community, with sidewalks, parks, and contemporary home designs. It's really a perfect fit for young professionals and families who want that neighborly feel with all the modern conveniences. And finally, there's always the go-it-alone option. You can buy your own piece of land outside of a planned neighborhood, in areas like Gray or Jonesboro. This gives you the ultimate freedom and privacy, no HOA telling you what to do. The trade-off? Well, you're on the hook for everything, from running utilities to the site to making sure you have road access. Okay, so here it is all laid out in one place. This is basically your cheat sheet. The main takeaway here is that there's no single best place. It's all about what you value. Do you want exclusivity and amenities or total privacy and freedom? A built-in community or a killer lakeside view? You can use this table to match your dream lifestyle to a real location.
Okay, so once you've picked your spot, the work isn't done, not even close. There are some super important factors that live beyond your property line that you absolutely have to think about no matter where you decide to build.
So let's demystify some of the jargon you're going to hear. The word setback will come up a lot. All it is an invisible buffer zone required by the county or city. You just can't build your house inside that zone. It's a simple rule that makes sure everyone has a little bit of space. And don't worry, a good builder handles all of this for you. You really need to pay attention to this one, even if you don't have kids, because nothing, and I mean nothing, affects your home's long-term value quite like the school district. In this area, your lot is going to fall into one of two really excellent systems, Johnson City Schools or Washington County Schools. Knowing which district you're in isn't just about education, it's a critical piece of your whole financial strategy for the build.
And here we are. We've arrived at what is, without a doubt, the most important decision you're going to make in this entire process. After you've found your land, picking the right builder will be the difference between a dream experience and, well, a total nightmare.
When you're searching for a builder, it should all boil down to these three things. They are non-negotiable. First, competence. Can they actually build the kind of house you're dreaming of? Second, precision. Is their process buttoned up with clear contracts and good communication? And last, but most important of all, integrity. Are they honest? Do you trust them? Remember, this isn't just a contractor. This is a long-term partner. And this, right here, is the absolute best way to check for that integrity. When you call a builder's past clients, forget all the other questions and just ask this one simple thing. The answer, and just as important, the hesitation before the answer, that's going to tell you everything you need to know. So as we start to wrap this up, just remember that all of these details, from the neighborhood you pick to the builder you hire, it's all about so much more than just a house. Yeah, it's a methodical process for sure, but every single decision is another brick in the foundation of your family's future. You're not just building a structure, you're creating a home. So there you have it. We've given you the map, from the costs and the locations to the people you need on your team. You now have the blueprint for turning a vision into a reality right here in Johnson City. The only question left is, what are you going to build?